I am back. Okay, so this week's book review is a Japanese nice book called The Ikigai. It was written by these two guys. There is Hector Gracia. So Ikigai, in the prologue, the authors relate Ikigai to being a mysterious word. So it's a mysterious word that talks about purpose. So in Japan's Okinawa island, they say of every 100,000 people, about 25 of them are centenarians. Centenarians are basically people who are over the age of 90, of 100. Centenarians, people over the age of 100. So then, Ikigai is a Japanese concept that is translated to roughly mean the happiness of being busy. Ikigai is basically the happiness of being busy. So the Japanese at Okinawa live with this basic principle that has to do with them always keeping busy. And then in Japanese they say ikariba chode, that is treating every person as a brother regardless of whether you've met or not. Yeah, so delving right into the first chapter of the book that has to talk about the art of staying young while growing old. The concept of Ikigai itself, staying young while growing old. Our Ikigai is basically the reason why we get up, that is every morning. So there are four basic drives that are there, the authors rather, bring about in the book. So the first drive that we have is our passion, the things that we love to do. The second thing that drives us is our profession, the things we are good at. The third drive that is there is our vocation, the things that we are paid for. And then the fourth drive that is given to us is our mission, the things which people need in the world, right? So Japanese believe in doing what you basically love to do minus ever retiring. So then, summing up chapter 1 of the art of staying young while growing old, there are three basic things which are there. The first one is diet. So diet plays an important role if you want to grow longer and older. The second one is community. In Japanese, it's a term that is called moai. And then the third one is purpose, which is Ikigai itself. In chapter 2 of the book, it talks about aging secrets, anti-aging secrets rather. So it is about life things that add up to a long life. So according to Ray Coswell and Aubrey de Grey, these guys came up with a philosophy of saying, they are scientists, so actually were saying that in a matter of decades, it's very possible that you're going to get rid of, we are going to reach an age escape velocity. That simply means that people are going to reach a certain level where we are going to stop aging, right? And then there are philosophers and scientists who are against the idea, looking at the fact that when a human being reaches 120 years, cells cease to regenerate. So there is still some disparities whether we're going to reach a velocity escape level or it's not going to be reached. So in order to achieve this attitude of anti-aging, which include, one, you're supposed to be emotionally aware of yourself, and then the second one is having a stoic attitude. So summing up chapter 3, they say if you keep moving with your fingers working, 100 years will catch up on you. In chapter 3, from logotherapy to Ikigai. Logotherapy is a therapy that pushes you to find the meaning of your life, your Ikigai, that is your purpose. So there are differences between what is called psychoanalysis and what actually logotherapy does. So there are a lot of differences of them. There are like 10 which, according to their research, the authors gave in the book. But what we actually learn from logotherapy is that, one, we don't create our purpose in life. What we do is we actually discover it. The second thing is we each have a unique reason for being. Every one of us, every human being on earth has a unique reason for being. And then the third one they looked at was, just as worry often brings about precisely the thing that was feared, excessive attention to desire can keep that desire from being fulfilled. And then number four, humor can break negative cycles and reduce on anxiety. So a sense of humor is something that's important in human beings. And then the last one they looked at was, we all have the capacity of doing the noble or terrible things. Every human being has a capacity of doing that. In chapter 4, we are finding flow in everything that we do. So now, how to turn work and free time into spaces of growth. So how is this done? Basically, flow is the pleasure, delight, creativity, and process where we are completely immersed in life. So it is something that we just find ourselves moving in. So in order to achieve flow, there has to be, number one, you knowing what to do. Number two is you knowing how to do it. Number three is you doing it very well. And then number four is you knowing the direction of how it's going. That is, if navigation is involved. Then number five comes to you perceiving significant challenges you're going to face. And then after perceiving significant challenges, number six tells us you're supposed to perceive significant skills that are going to help us achieve the challenges. And number seven basically is being free from distractions. Now, in order to achieve flow in everything that we do, there are three strategies given in the book. The first strategy is to choose, you choose basically to do a difficulty task, but not too difficulty. The whole idea is so that you get out of your comfort zone. Strategy number two is you having a clear and concrete objective. So whenever you're setting out to do something, have a clear objective. And then the third strategy that is given is for you to concentrate on a single task. Multitasking is basically what the authors in the book refer to as jumping from one task to another quickly, moving back and forth, minus actually getting anything done. Why? Because the brain can only focus on one thing regardless of it processing a lot of things, million things at a time, right? Yeah, so flow is mysterious. It's like muscle that you grow on a daily basis. The more you train it, the stronger it gets, and then the closer you draw to your Ikigai, that is your purpose. The fifth chapter, where we are talking about masters of longevity, so word of wisdom from the longest living people in the world. So the first person who lived 117 years said, "Eat and sleep. You live a long time. You have to live and relax." And then the second person, I'm not going to mention names, who lived for 116 years said, "I've never eaten in my life." They lived up to 116 years. And then number three lived, I think this is the longest, who lived 122 years. He said, "Everything is fine." Number four lived 114 years. What they actually brought about was, if you keep your mind and body busy, you'll be around a very long time. Yeah, so keep yourself busy. From Ikigai, basically what we learn is, if you're living in your purpose and you've got flow in everything that you do, your ending is actually supposed to be like this. They say rather, we want to drop dead on stage. That would be a nice way to end. So basically dropping dead on stage, and then it is a nice way of ending because you died in your purpose. In chapter 6, we are getting lessons from Japanese centenarians, the guys who lived for 100 years plus. We're talking about traditions and proverbs for happiness and longevity. So some woman in Guinea says, food won't make you live longer. Smiling will. So, according to their interviews, the authors of the book carried out, they found about 5 or 6 things which the people of Okinawa, people of Japan, do in order to live long. The first one is never worrying. Don't worry. Number 2 is cultivating good habits. Number 3 is you need to nurture friendships on a daily basis. Number 4 is living in an unhurried life. Number 5, and the last one, which simply is living optimistic. In chapter 7, talking about the Ikigai diet. So what the world's longest living people eat. People at the island of Okinawa have got what is called a miracle diet. So what these guys usually eat, a variety of food, especially vegetables. So on a daily basis, they eat a variety of up to about 18 rather, different foods that they eat. So on everything that they serve, veggies and fruits are supposed to be available. They eat grain, that is white rice, and then they eat sugar barely. And then the other thing is they consume a fewer calories, and then they eat less than 7 grams of salt on a daily basis. So the harahachi, that is their ancient practice when it comes to diet. They say eating less increases longevity, in that the consumption of calories is reduced, but food with nutritional value is actually what is consumed more. So you're not going to spend a lot of energy on digestion. Instead, the energy is going to be channeled to you living for a very long time. In chapter 8, we talk about gentle movements for a longer life. So exercises from the East that promote health and longevity. So people who live the longest, they say, are not people who exercise a lot, but people who move a lot. In their practices, there are 3 basic practices which are there. There is yoga, there is tai chi, and there is in chapter 9, we're talking about resilience and wabi-sabi. So how to face life's challenges without letting stress and worry edge you. So wabi-sabi is a concept that has to do with having resilience and awe in everything that happens. So nanakarobi yaoki is a Japanese saying that means 7 times, but raise up 8 times. Resilience in definition itself is our ability to deal with setbacks. So the keys to cultivating resilience is you living in the now, appreciating the now is what helps. So they say appreciate the beauty of imperfection as an opportunity for growth. So to build resistance, you shouldn't be afraid of adversity, because each setback is an opportunity for growth, right? And then we'll find our way to get stronger with every blow, refining our lifestyle and stay focused. In the epilogue, Mitsuo Aida says, in the here and now, the only thing in my life is your life. In conclusion, the book says, life is not a problem to be solved. Just remember to have something that is going to keep you going, something that is going to keep you busy. What you love, or being surrounded by the people who actually love you as well. And then there are 10 final rules we look at in the book talking about Ikigai. The first one is you stay active, don't retire. Second one, take it slow. Number 3, don't fill your stomach. There is an 80% rule in the book that is brought up. that your stomach isn't supposed to be filled like more than 80%. Number 4, surround yourself with good friends. Number 5, you're supposed to get in shape for your next birthday. Number 6, smile. Number 7, reconnect with nature. Number 8, I an attitude of gratitude, that is, you're supposed to give thanks. Number 9, live in the moment. Number 10, follow your Ikigai. That was Ikigai, secrets of longevity, Japanese secrets of longevity. So till we meet on the next segment, for now it's bye bye.